so many great ones here. We wanted to have a discussion of what is the evolution of this position? Where is it now? Where was it back then? So let me just start with you, Zeke. And when you came into the league, what was the idea of the point guard position?
Actually, Bob Cousy was the standard. And the idea for the point guard at that time was you had to be an organizer, you had to organize a team, you had to be a facilitator, and you really had to be the coach out on the floor. It wasn't a position that was required to score. You had to more or less assist and serve and help your teammates. And that was the criteria. That's how you were judged if you were a great point guard or a good point guard. If you were serving and helping your teammates, organizing and winning, that was the criteria.
Did they tell you that's how you had to do it?
That's how they told me I had to do it, and I had a little different idea how the position should be played.
As we have seen, yes.
Because Cousy had Bill Russell, and then Oscar Robinson came along after that, and he had Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And they would pass it to the big guys, and the big guys would score. And then Magic comes along a little later, and he has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, passes it to the big guy scores. So little guys, we didn't necessarily fit the mold in terms of how you should play the game and win. I came in and said, okay, I can score from the position and I can also assist from the position. So not only can I put pressure from the outside on the perimeter, getting to the basket and also dishing so my teammates can get shots, but I didn't necessarily have to play under the basket to create it.
Sure.
So we were the first team to win back-to-back championships.
I think that was important. You won with that style, too.
And won championships with it.
Derek, when you're watching that, what did that open up, the possibilities for that position in your eyes?
Well, from my eyes, like, I was a fan of the game beyond just teams. Like, no offense, I was a Lakers fan as a kid.
Yeah.
It was my dream to become a Lakers player, and that dream came true. But watching Isiah, watching Magic Johnson play the position, ultimately, for me coming along, was about winning, always. I played on great teams as a kid, AAU teams, high school teams, middle school teams. It was always about winning. And so the position required that. So on some teams, I scored a little bit more in high school or in college, but still wanted the wins. Once I got to the NBA, and I had Shaquille O'Neal in the middle of the floor, and Eddie Jones, and RIP to Eldon Campbell, and Nick Van Exel, Kobe Bryant, Robert Horry, et cetera, I don't need to score. In order for us to win, I'm a facilitator. I'm a caretaker. I manage relationships.
You were able to mold your game to whatever the team needed.
Whatever it requires.
So when you see some of these point guards play right now, Fish, how has this position changed, and where are we at right now? When we say point guard in the NBA, I mean, we're seeing Nikola Jokic lead the league in assists as a point center, basically. Where are we with that position of point guard?
Well, I think we sometimes move too fast in trying to label something as new, as though we've gone to this entirely new frontier. And in reality, we've seen primary scorers from the guard position from the beginning of time. I mean, you talk about Jerry West and Elgin Baylor and Gail Goodrich, guys that won championships, that scored a ton of points from that primary league guard position. So now when you watch Shea, you watch Donovan Mitchell tonight, you watch Darius Garland tonight, you watch LaMelo Ball, they're doing what Isiah Thomas did. It's score points and try and help your team win. And so as we watch the league now, I still think it comes back to success. I mean, Shea Gilgeous is the best one to start with. Yes, he leads his team in scoring, led the league in scoring last year, finals MVP, regular season MVP, but it all resulted in an NBA World Championship. And as long as that comes with it, whatever you have to do to lead your team to victories, that's what it requires. And you have to be willing to adapt and adjust, though, from that position as well.
Zeke, is that how you see it? How do you see the modern-day point guard?
The modern-day point guard right now, it's a requirement to score. I mean, you have to be the main driver of the offense for your offensive system and scheme to work. So schematically, what has changed in the game is that the ball used to go inside so you can get closer to the basket and get 2 feet in the paint from the big guys. Now, that guard out on the perimeter has Vinny, Joe, and I did, we were required to get inside, get 2 feet in the paint, and kick out. What I see with a guy like the Joker, which makes him so unique, right? And the reason why he's leading the league in assists is because while he can score in the paint and receive the ball in the paint, he also receives it at the top of the key. Mm-hmm. Most centers don't get the ball at the top of the key. They are, handoff guys at the top of the key. He's a scorer from the top of the key. He's a penetrator from the top of the key. Yeah. He's a passer, and he's a facilitator. So while he is 7 feet tall, he really is a 6'1" point guard. And I remember Scott Hastings, who covers their games. He called me up one night, and he goes, Junior, you got to take a look at the Joker. And I'm like, okay, I'm watching him. He goes, he may be a better passer than Magic Johnson. I'm like, no way. No way. He goes, no, watch him. And the more you watch him, the more you see, like, okay, he diamond like Magic. He diamond like Kukoc. He's diamond like, the guys who were dropping down. I mean, he doing it all, but he's doing it from the perimeter. He's not necessarily doing it inside all the time. So he's hitting you from 3 different levels. The paint, mid-range, and top of the key, which makes him totally unique in the game.
He's a unicorn. So could he pass better than Magic? I mean, what was the answer? Did you agree with him?
Well,
some people say maybe he passes better than Isaiah. Some people may say that too.
Well,
I would agree with that.
Depends on what region of the country you're from.
Yeah, and I would say he's at that level.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason why I say he's at that level, because he's giving it to guys with touch, right? He's giving it on time, on target. The seams are right. His no-looks are damn near better than Magic's, right? He catching it on the block, and he took a no-look and threw it over to the corner. It went way over there, and the guy catches it right in the shooting pocket. So.
Well, we're seeing unicorns. We're seeing teams that are set up. What are your best abilities? Let's gear towards that and try to win.